Hey everybody, welcome to Derrick's AZRC. I'm Derrick, and well, summer's here. I'm giving you a quick little channel update because I haven't talked to you guys in a while, and it's been a long time since I've done a lot of posts. I'm not posting like I have in the past, and that's because a lot of things have happened. I said something like I did in the last video, talked about losing a friend, and a lot of you that know me already know what I'm talking about. And so I just wanted to talk to you guys for a minute. For anyone that doesn't know what's been going on with my past, and then there's a bunch of other stuff in here too. So I just wanted to do a little update, okay? For anyone that cares and anyone that wants to know, I just want you guys to see what's going on. To start with, everyone already knows that has been seeing all this stuff that I had a major surgery. I had a major muscle surgery. It wasn't surgery with guts and stuff inside, but I had a major muscle surgery. There's 4 sheets of muscles in the front of your body that are your stomach muscles and stuff. And basically, just to make the story short, I had an internal corset done. Basically, my surgeon cinched everything up together because everything was tore apart on me. It started with a hernia, but it was also diastasis recti, which is everything was tore apart from the middle down, and she pulled it all back together and sewed it back together. It was very painful surgery. I mean, the most painful experience I've ever had in my entire life. A lot of anxiety, a lot of everything, but all of the prep work that had to go into it, all of the physical therapy that had to go into it, all of the exercising that I had to do for it, all of the discipline that I had to do, and not just had to, but I wanted it. I wanted this really bad. I wanted to fix myself so bad. For some, my higher power gave me this. My higher power gave me sobriety too. So I guess I'm talking really fast because I need the video to be fast. But my higher power gave me sobriety. I also, just so you guys know, I just celebrated 8 years clean and sober on July 1st. That was my major gift to my life. That was a big, huge gift in my life to have that. And so this was my next gift that my higher power has given me, was this resolve to be able to do this. It was a major transformation for me. It was a huge gift, and this was huge for my life. And that surgery was, this was a do or die situation again. Like getting sober way back in 2014. It was a do or die situation again. So it wasn't, there wasn't just a simple chance of, dabbling again with drugs and alcohol. It was to say goodbye to it, and that's it. And that was gone. And so this next time, it was, do or die. It was either screw off the surgery and don't do the things that were required to make ends meet for the surgeon to make this happen for me, or do all the stuff that she required of me. And I did it, and I did 6 months worth of work in a month and a half for her. So this was a lot out of Derrick. This took a lot of energy, but it all happened. I even got COVID in the middle of all of it, and that COVID didn't faze me for it. I even got like my ear nerves got attacked from it, and I was drunk for like almost a month from the ear nerve clusters being attacked by the COVID, and that didn't stop me from exercising. Well, maybe a few days or whatever, but I was exercising all dizzy and stuff. So anyways, long story short, well, it's a long story anyways, but the resolve that I got from all of that, leading up to the surgery, and then finding out that the surgery was going to be so painful. She had to put me on Valium just so I could poop, guys. I mean, it was bad. So coming out of that surgery, I was supposed to have 6 weeks of not working at all. 6 weeks to not, because she basically took the muscles and cut them down the center and then stitched them together. And then the muscles had to grow back together. And I'm on testosterone treatment, so it helped the muscles grow back together faster too, thank goodness. But I wasn't supposed to do anything or rip those muscles. And also, by the way, I have to exercise every day or they will rip apart again. I'm not back up to normal specs. So I have to at least every other day, or I haven't exercised in 3 days now, and so I need to exercise today. But I have to do a lot of stomach exercises and back exercises to keep those muscles in check, or they start to feel like, oh, like they did when, back then. But anyways, so I'm not, up to, the specs that a regular human being that hasn't suffered these injuries are. So, jumping into that, I'm getting myself a little bit distracted. I was supposed to have 6 weeks off work. So that was back in March that surgery happened. And so I was supposed to, so 6 weeks, do the math, so mid-April, so it was the middle of March, maybe a little bit, that happened, so, but I went back to work because my boss and good friend, Bryce Heffelfinger, which you see in some of these videos, he was like, man, I need you. And I was like, I wanted to work with him on that. Plus I need money too, to make ends meet, or because this was going into summer, for us here in Arizona. And that was the time for me to make my money. I do air conditioning for a living. So he made it happen to where, it was going to be extreme light duty. But I was literally in 3 weeks, they threw me up in attics my first day of work back after 3 weeks. They threw me up in the attic and I was up there with a screw gun and I'm putting together furnaces and doing installs every day at 1, 2, 3, 4. The weekend I had maybe a little bit off, but 5, 6, 7, 8, I was putting together furnaces up in attics. You're like, oh, don't pull a stitch. I was like, oh my gosh, I was doing everything but lifting stuff. And my own bag weighs like 40 to 60 pounds on a certain day. My own tool bag. And I'm like, oh no, you carry that. And I started to learn how to tell people how to carry things. But anyways, so that was at 3 weeks. So then after the next 3 weeks had gone by, now extreme light duty is over and I get the okay to start getting physical therapy, to start exercising. So I start doing physical therapy so that I can maybe eventually start carrying an extension ladder. All right, so that is the end of April, okay? Early May, all right? And life should have been good and perfect, right? Things are good, right? But no, they're not. Because stupid shit happens. Life happens. Crappy things happen to people. And my boss, my good friend, wasn't able to be honest with all of us. And unfortunately, he died of a fentanyl overdose. Because he allowed certain people into his life. He wasn't able to be honest with us. We're supposed to be a clean and sober business. And I know that every single one of you out there, and that's why I posted that other, they did that other video of the live stream. There's too many people's lives that are touched by this crap. But all it did was make me stronger. And and it's sad because that was painful, but it wasn't as painful as my surgery. I love you, Bryce, but you did this yourself, And your family, I love your family so much. And but I was already girded up. I was already ready for this. It seemed like my higher power had already gotten me ready for this. Like almost like all of those stitches in my stomach were girding me up for this. Like I already was wearing armor inside underneath my skin, making me strong for this. And if anybody's aware of how AA and what other stuff work and support systems work, and I already had a therapist, and I have a therapist that I meet every 2 weeks. This support system that I had, the engine fired up for this. The key was turned, and my higher power's wings came and wrapped around me and took care of me for this, made me strong. and I was forced to have to help run his company. You know, I stood up, you know, and did whatever I could and served the family that, you know, because he was the sole proprietor of the family, AC Expert Tech. You know, I was his, you know, one of his number one technicians. You know, this was my livelihood. This was my career. I put my life and blood into this company of his. You know, my wife's at home losing sleep now because we, you know, this was our, you know, this was our main source of money. I mean, she has her own job, you know. This was like, you know, our bread and butter, you know, our freaking, you know, I was you know, I brought home a big chunk of the mortgage, you know, all those different stuff. This was messing with our security, you know. This was effing with us big time. You know, now everything was just up in the air and didn't know what was going to happen. Yeah, you know, yeah, you're AC Tech in Arizona. It's easy to get a new job, but yeah, I had this loyalty to the family, or I had this loyalty to everyone. I don't know where my loyalty goes, you know, and then it was harder. It was harder because everybody is afraid, and especially me. You know, and then I'm having differences with the office managers in the company, and I'm doing my best, and I have these men that, you know, I want to do them right, but yet I'm still, you know, the inner child in me is still freaking crying in the corner and just doing its best to take care of things. So anyways, so, you know, in the end, I had to leave the company, and I don't feel bad about that. You know, but it's what it is. I did want to believe that I would be like Jack Sparrow riding that ship to the crow's nest to the dock until it finally went down, but you know, that wasn't going to happen. I mean, you know, I did what I could, but I kept having yelling matches with the managers, and it was bad. It was bad for everyone, and they didn't deserve for me to treat them that way, and I didn't deserve to be treated the way I was. And so that didn't help. And so, you know, it was just really, I was in a bad spot, you know. And I moved over. You know, at first I was unemployed for like one day. And then I called one company, had a really good interview, and I jumped to a company that was going to be 6 figures. And I was like, holy cow, this is amazing. You know, and I went on a vacation for like a week, and then I came back to this other company, and I started working there. And, you know, so then I was like, okay, well, I'm getting my new life in order, you know, starting a new, you know, career. You know, and I'm like, crap, this is gonna be my end game. I'm making $50 an hour now, you know. Let's get this new life started, you know, higher power. Let's get this figured out, you know. And, you know, channel's kind of on, you know, I did one little thing. I did one more at that last video. I did that on my little vacation. And then my car is all getting messed up too. My car needed a new gas tank, and that needed to be warrantied out by the dealership. That's all fixed now too, by the way. And then out of nowhere, I get heat stroke 2 days in a row on this new job. And I don't want to let them down. The first day I'm pushing through the heat stroke. And I'm not understanding why I'm getting heat stroke, because I'm just so hot. And I'm like, I don't know why. You know, I asked for prayers on Facebook and stuff. I'm like, guys, I'm so hot. Please pray for me. And I don't get it. And I have to ask the technician that I'm with, you know, look, you got to take me home. And they're like, and the technician's like, Derrick, I like your style. You're working really, this is cool. You're the technician we've always wanted. Not always wanted, but they lost a technician to COVID a year and a half ago, and they've been waiting for someone. They've gone through 5 other technicians, and they're like, you know, finally we found someone, you know, that's going to be the one, you know. I was their one. It felt good to be their one, you know. But then here I am on a Friday, you know, after working, you know, I worked Wednesday good with them, Thursday good with them, And then Friday, I'm like, look, you got to take me back to the office because I'm not doing so well. You know, I'm just raising in temperature into like a thermonuclear reactor. And I'm pouring water on me and it's not working. He takes me back to the office and I lay on their office floor. And even the owner, he's like, he gets some ice out of their ice maker and lays it to me on the floor, and I can't do anything. My whole body is just like vibrating, and you know, I'm having such a hard time even figuring out what my name is and stuff. You know, and I'm in trouble. And I don't want to let them down, you know, so I'm just like, hey, just give me a day to figure this out. Give me the evening, you know, I'll be there because I have to be the, you know, their one other technician has been alone the whole time, and then he needs a break, and I'm gonna be the guy that like gives him a break the next day for Saturday. I'm gonna be there on call, you know, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna let you down, bro. You know, he's a really good guy. He needs a break bad. And so the next Saturday morning I show up, and I'm like looking for water so bad. First thing in the morning, I'm already suffering from heat exhaustion already, you know, before even starting up the truck. And I'm, you know, I'm just beelining to where's water, where's anything, you know, I have tons of water, I have an extra cooler, I have tons of water on the floor of the truck, and just in a truck that I'm not even familiar with, and I'm just trying to do, and all I have is 2 service calls, and it's taking everything out of me to do them. Stuff that it takes me 15 minutes to do. And I get good reviews from each of them, but the second one, the girl has to bring me out the check, and it takes me like 4 hours to do them all. And at the same time, my whole body is dying. I'm suffering from heat exhaustion and then heat stroke, and I push through. So I was suffering from the heat exhaustion, you know. And the reason why this was happening is because my body I've been struck with a condition called hypohidrosis, which is the inability to sweat. So I was no longer removing heat from my body anymore. Whether it happened from the heat strokes or whether and I remember back in 2014, 2015, that when I moved out here, I stopped sweating from my armpits. So it might be just something from back then and it kicked into overdrive now. Or something triggered something else, or could it be trauma from all of this, from losing Bryce, my homeboy? Who knows? I don't know. But all I know is that I have to take the licking and keep on ticking. But when you're doing air conditioning and then you lose the ability to sweat, I mean, who goes through that? You know, and it took my wife to figure it out, to be like, you know, honey, you're not sweating, you know. And I was literally operating off of muscle memory. I was doing these service calls, like I didn't even know my name or could find a pen, and it was straight up a higher power that got me driving around from site to site, because it's like the scenario where you could have put an axe in the outside of my brain and it wouldn't have mattered, because I was doing like changing your capacitor because it's deep down inside there, because I've been doing AC for so long that, you know, I changed it like a zombie, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, brains, oh, capacitor, change now. You know, I could change the blower sleepwalking, you know what I mean? But, you know, so anyways, I don't mean to get distracted, but so it took so much to tell these guys that, you know, I can't be your guy. I can't be the guy you've been looking for. I have to. And I went to the doctor and she's like, yeah, Derrick, you can't work in the sun anymore. Not until we get this figured out. And, you know, and I go to specialists and they're like, yeah, we can't help you. And the endocrinologists are like, we treat hyper, not hypohidrosis. And I'm like, can you refer me to anyone? And they're like, no. Okay, I guess not. So then my brain got to you know, and then what was cool is the doctor said your blood work's amazing, and then I was like, well, is there any brain damage that happened from the other stuff? And she was like, no, you're gonna get normal again. You're just really shook up from all of this, and I'll tell you what, I suffered PTSD from these little things. I didn't suffer. Maybe I suffered some PTSD from losing Bryce, but I didn't suffer PTSD from the surgery. But I think I suffered PTSD from the heat strokes, the dual heat stroking. So I've got to work that out with my therapist. But so what do you do when you need to figure something out? You know, you gotta look to something to help you out. You know, and I asked my higher power, and I heard a voice. It told me, Derrick, you're gonna work in a freezer. You know, you gotta work inside a freezer. And so I called up my homeboy Brad, you know, the awesomehobbies.net that works at Tyson Foods, and I was like, dude, I remember you telling me about working in like 12 below, and he's like, yeah. And he's like, I was like, what do I do? And he's like, go here, go there, go to the freaking online site, go this. And I was like, okay, cool. And within a week, I was freaking hired at Tyson Foods, and that's what I'm doing now. Here, I'll show you a picture real quick. Right there. That's my new outfit. I'm in the middle of Arizona. I'm working in 12 below and 30 degrees. Look at that AZRC hat on right there. Yeah. Just got done graduating in that. And I wanted to tell you guys that I just started my new gaming channel, DerrickPrime ProCasual. You can see it right here in the background. Yeah, and we're going to do a quick little preview of that here in a minute. So I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to let this stop me. I'm just going to keep going. I'm half the pay I was before. So I'll try to figure things out. And, you know, there's always side work, and there's always stuff to do during the winter. But we're just going to keep doing what we do, right? And keep going with the flow. So it looks like this video is right at 22 minutes, and I'm going to give you a quick preview of the channel, of the other channel. So we're going to go ahead and give you guys a shot of that right now. Thanks for watching, and I love you guys. I love you very much. All right? Just hang in there. No matter what, always hang in there. There will be an answer around the corner. I promise you. I love you. It's a wonderful day in the streamerhood. A beautiful day if you're not so good. So would you be my, could you be my, won't you be my gamer buddy? What do you think, Vector? Do you think they'll like our show? I think you will. I think you'll laugh, because we're kind of funny. Well, come join us on DerrickPrime ProCasual. It's my latest channel. Come join the fun, guys. I guarantee you'll laugh. We'll see you on the other side.
All right, we got a cabin here. Check
It's
for
such a
bad
beautiful
guys.
day in the woods.
Check for bad guys. Check for bad guys.
All right.
We're in a cabin. I thought I heard a helicopter, but
And we haven't
watch out,
been.
we got wasp nests.
You know, we haven't been. There hasn't been a lot of helicopters up here.
All right,
because we're really high up, or what?
Yeah, we got some more records. We got some more records to play. Vinyl. I love that you can collect vinyl in this game. There is a hornets or bees. Oh, damn it! Did you shoot the bees? Really? Damn it, Derrick.
Would you get him with bees? What
Yeah.
asshole?
I haven't
He's
figured
trolling
out.
you now?
He shot the bees. It's like, yeah.
The one thing that could fuck with you in there. My face from Wildlands.
Yeah.
Oh my
Really?
gosh.
You shot the bees.
I just wanted to, just have fun. I love bees. They're
Yeah.
nice.
Kind of fun for you. Alright, I'm gonna go.
I even got my arrow back.
Alright, now that I've put mud on all my bee stings.
Suck the poison out.